Good afternoon, everybody out there. Magandang hapon. It is, what time is it? 12:58. It's almost 1 o'clock here. We slept in this morning. We got up a little while ago, but we've been laying in the bed. Let me look here. Quit looking at the camera. I'm looking at myself. We slept in a little bit this morning, so we went to San Francisco yesterday. We're gonna edit that vlog today, and or Jess, you'll edit it, yeah? Hoy! Saglit lang, saglit lang. She'll edit that video today, or we'll do it together. She'll do the majority of it. And that's it, we're gonna recover. So we came in last night late. We got a pizza on the way home, which we haven't had pizza in a long time. So this morning, or after lunch, it's after lunch technically here in the US, we will have some leftover pizza. So we got Domino's. I'm gonna throw it in the microwave. Like some college kids over here all over again. So the plan today is to edit yesterday's San Francisco trip. I don't know, I felt kind of weird about San Francisco yesterday, or the vlog actually, not San Francisco. I felt like we were off on our vlogging, like we just weren't clicking. So I don't know how good that vlog's gonna be. Anyway, we will do that today and just kind of kick it, clean around the house, organize some stuff, get ready for work tomorrow. I think we have to go back to the supermarket too, because we discovered 2 days ago that when we went on the previous vlog, the shrimp went missing. I don't know where it went. Right, love? We can't find the shrimp. It's not in my truck. My truck doesn't stink and smell. We didn't find it in the truck anywhere. We didn't find it in the freezer or the ref. So, and I don't know where the receipt is. I threw the receipt away as soon as we got home, so I can't even see if we paid for it or not. I think we paid for it, I'm not sure, but I really hate it if we did, because that was probably, they were $7 a pound, and we probably had like, I don't know, 2 or 3 pounds, so it's not much, but $14, $21 that we just making it rain. Somebody got some shrimp, I don't know. Maybe they got left at the supermarket. So anyway, let's make some coffee, cafe, and get this day started. Oh, going to get a haircut, look at this. I'm looking a little haggard. Gotta get my ears cleaned up. Yeah. Magandang hapon! Okay, Jess suggested that we name it like, okay, so if we changed it to Jake and Jess, Filam Life or whatever, Jake and Jess, we still leave Davao Dreamin in there. That way if somebody only remembers us. You're making my coffee?
Yeah, I'm making your coffee.
Sige.
It's already done.
So she suggested if we make it Jake and Jess, that we still keep Davao Dreamin somewhere in there. That way if somebody searches our channel, Davao Dreamin will still pop up. I don't know. I'm good with leaving it like it is.
You have to agree to your wife so you have a peaceful life. Joke lang! Right?
Very, very.
What?
I'm not even gonna say it. Okay, Siggy, did you warm the pizza up already, love?
Yes, darling.
Okay, we're gonna have pizza. Chibo time over. Now it's time to go get a haircut.
Yeah.
Nothing like the Philippines though. I wish I was going, when I would go in the Philippines, remember, I would get a little massage and massage my scalp, my shoulders. Oh my God, for like 400 pesos, diba? Right? Okay, Siggy, I'm gonna go.
Bye.
Love you.
My God, there's a kissing scene in the Bye!
It's not PG anymore, huh?
Welcome, Dano.
Simba ka lang. Let's go get our haircut, guys. Alright guys, so you know we dropped, was it a video? I said something on Facebook. Oh, it was an article. It was a news article I dropped on Facebook about the US, particularly in California and Sacramento. That article was about them looking and needing teachers. So they were seeking teachers in the Philippines. Okay, so I dropped that news article on our Davao Dreamin Facebook. If you're watching here on YouTube and you're not following us on Facebook, you should, because there's certain things that I'll drop there that we don't drop here on YouTube. So anyway, speaking of that, I dropped the article on Facebook and a lot of people asked how to contact them. The article wasn't really direct on how to contact the company that's here in the US looking for the teachers. So I did some digging myself. I did find a US number which I posted, but realized people in the Philippines don't have access to call the US without, you know, big money. a lot of pesos. So anyway, I did some more digging and I actually emailed the company, or the owner of the company. And so I've got contact info for you guys, for any of you teachers out there who would like to come to the US and be an OFW. And once I get done with this haircut, I will actually not be driving, sitting still, and give you the minute details on this information. Also, what I've got for you guys is, any of you guys who are a nurse in the Philippines and you want to OFW here to the US, I've got info on that too. So it's a double package on OFW work here in the US. So I have a couple of nurse friends in the Philippines, and you know, I hear a lot of times, like, I don't know, I guess the US just seems really like unobtainable to come here. And I can get that, I can understand that, but I cannot tell you how many times I've heard from a Filipino, they say, whether I'm telling them to apply for a visitor's visa, or in this scenario, like, hey man, come on, apply. Be a nurse here in the US, just apply with a company on a H-1B visa, which is a, you know, employee, basically an OFW visa here in the US. So I can't tell you the number of times I've heard people say, oh, it's impossible, it'll never happen. The only thing I can say to you guys is, if you believe it'll never happen, you're dang right, it'll never happen. So if you believe in negativity like that, then you're gonna have negative outcomes. You're not gonna have a positive outcome so far as like, okay, going to the US, right? And that applies to anything you do in life. There's a saying here in the US, people say, oh, I hit a brick wall, which means I'm having trouble getting to where I wanna go, or I'm having trouble obtaining what I want. I hit a brick wall, it's like, right? Just what it means, walking into a wall and you get stopped. I firmly believe, and I tell people this, I tell my younger siblings, I tell my family, friends, anybody, brick walls or any difficulties to achieve what you want, they're only there to keep out the people who really don't want what's on the other side, or who really don't want to obtain what it is they're trying to obtain, right? Diba? So if you just kind of want it, there's going to be some difficulties along the way. The ones who kind of want it are going to give up, and they're not going to be there. And rightfully so. If you own a company and you make it just too easy for anybody to get hired, do you want people who are really going to work hard to be there, who really, really want to be there? Or do you want to make it easy so just anybody can do it long? And then, you know, they only want what comes easy. So I'm going to give you guys the info, but just remember, it may not be easy, but in time it will come. And nothing worth having comes easy. Remember that, okay? And I don't think you'll have trouble with this. This info is pretty good info. I'm giving you guys direct contact to the doctor who is a teacher from, I think, Cebu, no, Manila maybe, who's a teacher here now, or was. Now she's a business owner. So I'm gonna give you guys her direct email. And I'm also gonna give you the name and contact info for a company who gets nurses here within a year. Or at least that's what I was told by the nurse who I talked to, who's from Cebu, who gave me the contact info. So let's go in here, get our haircut, and then I'm gonna give you guys the hookup on how to be an OFW in the US, like now. Ready? Okay, cool. Let's go get our haircut. All right guys, back. They wouldn't let me film getting my haircut, so whatever, you know, it's a place of business. The guy said, I don't care, but they don't like filming in here or whatever. So we didn't vlog or film the haircut, which is cool. You guys probably don't want to see my haircut anyway. But I'm home and I've got the information for you guys. So the OFW in the US, the things I was talking about, pertain specifically to teachers and nurses. If you're not a teacher or a nurse, you probably know somebody who is, and if you want to touch their life and give them an opportunity, then you send them this video, diba? Por favor, salamat. So, okay, so getting right to it. So the news article that we posted on the Facebook, I actually emailed Dr. Ligaya, I believe, Ligaya. Last name Avenida, Avenida. So I got her email, I emailed her and was like, hey, I'm Kuya Jake. No, I'm just kidding. I just let her know that, hey, I may know some people who are interested in your services. Who or how or where can I tell them to get in touch with you guys? So this is what she sent me back. Let's see. She said, hello Jake, thank you for your inquiry and positive note. Yes, the best way to send information is for people to send their resume to me through my email. I review every resume sent to me. Once I determine their qualifications, they are included in our database as potential applicants to teaching positions. We match the skills of the applicants with the school districts who I work with, as well as those looking for teachers. We will set interview schedules for them through Skype, and if it is successful, then they are offered a job, and we work on their documents so that they are able to teach in any U.S. school. I suggest that you give my email address to your friends and relatives and let them send their resumes for my review. Thank you, Dr. Ligaya Avenida. So she's a teacher, PhD from Manila, I believe. She's the CEO of, I believe, Avenida Consultants. It says AIC Incorporated. So they're in San Mateo, California, / Makati, Philippines. So anyway, I'll probably put it right here on the screen, her email address. I'll also drop it in the show notes below. So if you're a teacher, or if you know a teacher, give them this information, yeah? We need all the great teachers we can, and I know a lot of you Filipinos that would love to come work in the U.S., and we need a lot of great people. Okay, moving right along to nurses. So I recently made contact and met this nurse here at Kaiser who is a travel nurse here in the U.S. She came here a few years ago, and she gave me the information on her company. She said this company can get you here within a year. It took her a little longer because she came years and years ago, but she said her friend or a family member just came here to the U.S. as a nurse from, I think, Cebu, but they just came here and it only took them 1 year to process their paperwork and come here as a nurse right now. Like, they just recently got here. So everybody knows, believes, or has heard of somebody back in the day who it took 5, 10, 12 years to get here as a nurse. She says that's not it anymore. And maybe it's a year-to-year basis because, as some of you may know, there's only so many H-1B visas, which is the work visa for the U.S. There's only so many of those given out in a year. So let's say there's 100,000 given out for the year 2017, and now they've already met that quota. If you apply now, you may not fall into the category to come to the U.S. till next year, okay? So that's kind of how it goes. If you fall within the range and they still have visas left over for that year, then you can come. So anyway, moving right along, that company name is Passport USA. So I'll also drop the website to that in the show notes. So passportusa.com, I'll probably drop that here on the screen somewhere. That's for nurses. So if you guys want to work in the U.S., you want to make good money for your family, send it home, keep it for yourself, whatever you want to do, we would love to have you. Teachers, nurses. If you're not a teacher, if you're not a nurse, you probably know somebody who is. If you don't know somebody who is, your ate, your kuya, your kabayan, your lola, your lolo, somebody in your family knows a nurse or teacher who probably wants to become an OFW, even if it's just for a few years. So send this link to them so they can get the information and we can spread the love to everybody on how to be a OFW in the US. Disclaimer though, we're not associated with Avenida. We're not associated with Passport USA. There's no sponsorship here. We get nothing for this. We're simply trying to help you guys. With that said, do your due diligence on sending your info to these companies. I believe these companies are legit, so I'm not worried about that. When I say do your due diligence, what I'm speaking of is, advocate for yourself. Don't let anybody take advantage of you. Let them know. It's kind of like buying a car. Let them know you're talking to other companies. You want to see, quote unquote, where you can get the best deal, who's going to pay you the most, and that's it. So you kind of spin it like that. And if you let these people know that you're talking to other people, they will feel like there's a little competition involved and they may need to try to think about how much they're going to offer to pay you. Diba? So don't come across too desperate, and definitely don't let them believe that they're the only ones you're talking to. So I don't know about on the teaching side. I know that I posted in the article. The article says that the teachers from the Philippines were making, I think, about 285,000 pesos a month, I believe. On the nursing side, I think you would make, hold on, let me calculate it. So it looks like for the nurses, what this nurse told me the other day, I asked her how much are they paying. So if you come over as a nurse, she said they'll pay for your NCLEX, they'll take care of all your paperwork. Of course, this is going to cost you if you don't pay for it yourself. If you don't have the pesos to pay for it yourself, they will cover it. Of course, that comes at a fee. And I believe they'll dock you later, they'll dock your pay later, but they cover your paperwork, your NCLEX, they cover your flight here, and they also cover your first month's housing accommodations. After that first month, it's up to you. I think, so the way I know in this area, and I think maybe it's anywhere in the US, she just told me they can expect, any nurse from the Philippines can expect, if this nurse can expect, okay, cut. stuttering. She said if you allow them to cover all your paperwork, all your documentation, all your applications, your plane ticket here, and your first month's accommodations, that all is going to run you so much of they're going to cut into your hourly wage, and I think it's under a contract for 2 years. And I don't think there's any discretion in your pay no matter where you are in the US, but she said they will pay you about 25 to 27 US dollars an hour, and that's under, I believe, a 2-year contract. Let's just say the low side, 25 USD an hour is going to be 1,250 pesos per hour, and you're going to work 12 hours. So that's 15,000 pesos a day. So you're going to work 3 days a week as a regular nurse in the US. So do the math. I think that's like 180 pesos, 180,000 pesos a month. But with that said, if you just do the 2 years and get it over with, during those 2 years when you're under contract with this company, you can apply for a visa to stay in the US. If you stay in the US, just know if you come to California, that $25 an hour wage, or the 1,250 pesos an hour, I think that was, will double to triple per hour if you work here in California as an independent nurse. Okay, so pesos on pesos on pesos. So anyway, that's it, guys. That's all I have for you. If I didn't drop it on the screen, which I probably did, all the websites, the emails, they'll be in the show notes below. If you know somebody who could benefit from this, if your family knows anybody, send it to them, yeah? Help everybody out. Okay, so if you have any questions, drop them below. We'll be more than happy to answer them. Like I said, we're not affiliated with these people, so please do your due diligence. Make sure you're getting the best deal you can get, because we're in no way associated with these people. Just trying to help you guys out. Hit the like button if you like it. Share it if you know somebody, please. So paki share, paki like. Okay, guys, if you have any questions, drop them below. That's it for today. Next vlog, I don't know when. Paalam, tapos na, babush.